you don't know it, broadcasting to you is Al Clem McCarty Jolson, broadcasting from the famous Belmont Park, which is located on Long Island. Water, water all around us, and not a drop to drink. That is, not a drop of water, but plenty of the other. There are quite a few Kentucky colonels here today, sir, and anybody would stop a man from taking a drink on a day like this, sir, is not a true Southern, sir. From where I am broadcasting, I can see the track, and in the center of it is quite a little lake where a number of ducks have congregated. These ducks are about an eighth of a mile from the finishing line, and just to show you what luck I'm running in today, I bet on a horse in the first race, and when he got to where the ducks were, he frightened them, and one of them beat him to the finish line. I've been beaten by everything in my life, but never by a duck. For the benefit of those listening in who don't know who's the head mogul of this racetrack, I'll tell you. His name is Widener. Widener, W-I-D-N-E-R, Widener. And if I don't win a race pretty soon, I'm going to leave this track a sadder but Widener man. Enough of this prattle, folks. If I am to be a sports announcer, I must tell you something about the horses that will run or swim or float in today's futurity. Out of the 201 eligibles for the futurity, it now appears that only 16 two-year-olds will bid for the golden glory in the event. At 6 3/4 furlongs down the Widener course at Belmont Park this afternoon, the chances are that possibly 10 more colts and fillies would have started in the Juvenile Classic had not an epidemic of colds and the horses stable at Belmont Park and Aqueduct. That would have strengthened the hope of a number of stables, for the race still looks like one of the most open ones in many years. As the field shapes up for the 44th running of this event, the Brookmead stable High Quest looks as a probable favorite. Though had the track remained fast, the hot choice would have been the Calumet Farm Hadagal, winner of the Champagne Stakes last week. There are two fillies among the probable starters. C.D. Whitney's High Glee, winner of the Mason Stakes, in which she conquered Bazaar, and A.C. Swartz's Spoiled Beauty. Only 8 fillies have won the Classic, the more recent ones being Top Flight, Anita Peabody, Mother Goose, Sally's Alley, Sept Lively. Mother Goose also had the distinction of beating the largest field that ever went to the post for the futurity. 29 juveniles battled down the chute when she won that September day in 1924. The Witch had something of a mortgage on the race since the event had been run at Belmont Park. Thunder won the initial running there in 1915, Bunting in 1921, Mother Goose in 1924, Witch won in 1929, and Top Flight in 1931. Which one took down the biggest prize in the history of the event? The race being worth $105,730 to the winner that year. Not only are the owners and trainers of the futurity eligible on edge at the time draws near for the race, but the jockeys are too. The boys who do the pooting will have more than a sentimental interest in the race, for the rider of the winner always gets 10% of the first money, and that will be a sum not to be sneezed at these days. Although, they're at the post, folks, they're at the post. Only 3 of the jockeys who will sport the silks have ridden a futurity winner. Laverne Taylor rode 2, Pompey in 1925, Scapa Flow the following year, while Sonny Workman won on Top Flight. And Pete Walls rode Terratax the victory in a race a year ago. Most of the eligibles wound up their serious training for the race yesterday, and they're at the post, folks, and they're all acting up. I'll turn the mic over now to you to Ford Bond. Ford Bond, please take it.
All right, Al, thank you. I'm out here at your microphone out here on top of the roof, and I have your glasses, and I'm watching them down there at the post. Cassidy, young Cassidy, the son of the famous starter, is down there with his assistants, getting them all lined up. It's a big field. 16 starters are down there, and there are almost 16 assistant starters down there to tend to this field. And Al, in just a moment, I'm going to turn it over to you for the start. Now, Al Jolson has come out here, and I want you to come over here, Al, and look through these big binoculars and take a look at what I'm seeing down there. Here's Al Jolson again.
Right, Ford, it's a pleasure. Boy, I never saw anything like it. Here are all the jockeys, 16 jockeys, 16 horses. And the jockeys today, for the first time in the history of racing, are not wearing racing colors. They're wearing bathing suits. Instead of whips, they're using oars. And the horses, my God, they have boots on. I hope the horse I'm betting on has any boots on. Folks, if I happen to say my horse in front and mention a name, and you'll ask me who is second, who is third, I'll just say another horse, and another horse. I've never seen anything like it in my life. What a gala sight this is. Thousands of people here in the most beautiful dresses the women have on. The men have straw hats. I made a mistake. I'm thinking of Miami. Ah, Mr. Widener, this is your day. Of course, we can't have everything. It looks to me like we'll have a hurricane in a minute. I'm being blown off here trying to hold these glasses to my eyes to see these horses. I guarantee you this is a pleasure. I don't want to be too good on this broadcast because Clem McCarty is a friend of mine. But I had something mentioned in New York American yesterday by a fellow named Louis Reed, the columnist, the fellow who writes the column about radio and so forth. And he said, I hope Al Jolson is good. If he is, I know he's going to say something nasty about me. But that don't matter, Louis, because I remember you when you were a press agent with the Schuberts. And I hope you're still not short the Schuberts. If you are, don't take it out on Albert. I got to make a living some way, even though I don't do a race today. Oh, there they are. They're still lining up. Will this race never start? Will it never start? I can't stand it no longer. They're acting up. There, wait a minute now. They'll be off in a second. They're all in line now. It's down the chute, and some of these little colts and fillies have never run down the chute. What a race. I took my father a race today. He didn't want to come because they thought everybody would know him. But I said, Pop, nobody will know you here. You know, my father's a rabbi, God bless him. Of course, you folks may know what a rabbi is. It's like a priest, only with a longer beard. But anyway, and he told me everybody would know him. He didn't want to come to the track. And right after just as the first race started, the whole crowd here, 10,000 people or more, yelled, they're off. And he thought they said the Rav, which is rabbi in Jewish. Well, anyway, you never know about my dad. He's a very peculiar man. I don't think he bet on the... Well, he did make a bet on the first race. He did make a bet on the first race. It was a 2-year-old race. And his horse that he bet on ran the other way. And somebody said to him, Mr. Jolson, you lose. He said, don't be crazy. I bet on him both ways. But that's my father. They're still at the post. Gee, I think they're all tied to the post. I don't know. I never saw so much water on a racetrack in my life. If I had a horse in this race, I'd call him tuna fish or swordfish. He'd have much more chance than these horses. And the ducks are still here. If I don't get away from the sack pretty soon, it'll be that old gag. The ducks have got him. The ducks have got him. Yes, sir, this is still Jolson broadcasting. Clem McCarty, Graham McNamee, Ted using Jolson. Broadcasting for NBC. Never bother Trader. The horse I bet on in the second race was an NRA horse. NRA horse. Yes, sir. I'm trying to think of a gag to pull about NRA here. But right now, nothing has me except looking at these horses through these binoculars. Yes, sir, NRA. The horse I bet on walked in. He had the idea, NRA. No running at all. That was his motto. It took me a long time to get that over, but I got it. Gee whiz. Oh, Mr. Reed, are you listening? They're still at the post. Just a jumble of colors. There are 16 horses in the race. If I had my program here, I would tell you the post positions. Give me a program, boys. I can tell you the post positions of these horses there. I feel very southern right now. I'm going into a Kentucky mood. Yowza, these horses are, let me see right now. Sun Tempest is number 1. Tobago is number 9. And Sir Thomas is number 2. Glenda is number 3. Gentle Knight is number 13. Bonanza, number 10. Had a gal. Gee, I wish that I had a gal. I like the other fellow. That's Blue Again. Blue Again is Bradley's horse. You know, Bradley wins all those stakes down in Kentucky, sir. And he had a horse called Bazaar. He is not eligible for this race, or she, I don't know if she's a filly or a colt. I've been out of town for 3 weeks, and I can't tell one from the other. But, yes, sir, Mr. Bradley has a horse in here called Blue Again. And that's the way I'll feel if a horse I'm bet on doesn't win this race. High Quest, which I think is a favorite, although I've not been downstairs among the burglars, and I can't tell. High Quest is number 11. Number 11 is a natural among us boys who roll those pieces of sugar. And Black Buddy, sir, belongs to the Green Tree stable, trained by Mr. Brennan, sir. Everybody is here today. Mr. Rossoff, the man who gave $100,000 for the Jewish pageant. Mr. Fitzgerald, one of the famous judges that was out in Caliente for Joe Skank last year, he's here. That famous trainer, the man who hasn't got a horse, Ike Pearlstein, he's here. Everybody is here. I never saw anything like it in my life. My. Wait a minute. Are they still at the post? Well, one thing's certain. They can't hurt these horses being at the post because they practically all carry equal weight. That is, the filly carries a little less because a woman horse cannot carry as much as a papa horse, you see. The papa horses carry more weight. My, what a struggle this is going to be. I can't stand it any longer. Will they let those horses go? I bet on a horse today, but nobody will know what I bet on until after the race, and then I'll lie. I'll come home and tell my wife, I won, darling. They're off. They're running, ladies and gentlemen, they're running. It looks to me, wait a minute now, who's in front? I can't tell. There's a sea of mud. Come on, somebody, give me the name of the horse in front. They're all whipping. I've never seen anything like it round the straightaway they come. They're all in a line, just the same as one horse. One horse. Somebody call the name of a horse for the love of Mike. Whitney's in front, whipping not by much, though, by a half a length. Now somebody's caught up to him. Who is that in front now? Whitney on the rail. Wait till I turn these binoculars down to where... Had a gal, the horse that wins the Nathan Stakes. Had a gal in front. Had a gal in front by 2 lengths. Whitney on the rail. Spoiled Beauty second. Come on, you Spoiled Beauty. Whitney coming up. Whitney's in front now. Whitney's in front, the second horse. Hattigal leading. Whitney's second. Whitney's going to the whip. Hattigal's in front. There goes Whitney. Whitney's coming up. Hattigal's still in front. Hattigal is still in front. Here comes Thunder on the outside. Sir Thomas is now moving up. There goes Whitney, 2 and 3. Sir Thomas. Hattigal is still in front by a snoot. It's a close finish, ladies and gentlemen. It's very close. Hattigal wins. Hattigal's the winner. St. Thomas second. Hattigal by a nose. St. Thomas second. Wait a minute, I'll tell you who was third. Hold on now. Singing Wood. Hattigal wins. St. Thomas second. Singing Wood third. That goes my first broadcast as a sports editor, Louis Reed. Wait a minute. Why, it was a close finish. My God, I'm so excited. Singing Wood win it. Why, they put up the wrong number. Singing Wood win it. St. Thomas second. And Roustabout third. What an announcer I am. I got so excited I didn't know. I think I'll go back to singing songs. Singing Wood is the winner. St. Thomas second. And Roustabout third. Time 1:21. And folks, if you don't mind, they're pulling up a stretcher for me because I bet on Spoiled Beauty. La da 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 do April showers. I can't sing. I'm choking.
All right, Al, that was a close finish, and they were all jammed right in there at the last, and the last was being given by more than one. And to tell who was getting in there at the end was almost utterly impossible. The judges finally declared it to be Singing Wood first, Sir Thomas second, and Roustabout third. All right, Al, you looking through those glasses again? The horse, your horse is still running up. You might take a look at him.
Yeah, I just want to see where he went, that's all.
Well, that's the reason we're getting back to this. Well, that was the way it ran, 1:21. You know, the former record, or rather the record still is 1:19 and a fifth, but 1:21 is considered a very good time for the condition of this track today. Of course, you've probably noticed a very high wind in our microphone, and it's probably interfered some with our broadcast. But nevertheless, that wind has been a blessing in disguise, at least to the horses and to the owners and to the fans here in the stand. Because in some places, at least, very few of them I'll grant you, Al, because your ducks are still in good position, but in some places, the wind has taken a little of the moisture off the track. Although so much moisture has come down here the last few days in New York, that this wind is going to have to blow good and steady for a long time to do anything to that track. You know, this Belmont Futurity is the richest stake in America. It brings this year approximately 80-some-odd thousand to the winner. We haven't yet figured up. The total race was valued at something like 103 or 4,000, but according to the starters that went, there were 17. I think it was figured at 105,000. And that makes 1,000 less. It should be around 104,000. But the winner gets some 80,000 of that. And Singing Wood, whose owner is Mrs. John Hay Whitney, with J.W. Healy, the trainer, selects that 80-some-odd thousand for today's race. Now, this is richer, I say, than the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness, the Big Stakes, any of them that got the racing history from coast to coast, from January to December, the year round. But it isn't the money that makes the futurity. The interest in this race is in the race itself. Just suppose that a mother, before her child was born, was to nominate her son for the presidency of the United States. Now, just suppose a situation like that. Well, that's exactly comparable in this futurity, because an owner, before the colt ever sees the light of day, nominates him for this futurity. And the futurity is just like that all through. It's a race in which all the starters have been nominated before they've ever opened their eyes. The entries for this futurity came to a decision today, last January 2nd, or rather 2 years ago, in 1931. That's a month or even 4 months before any of them were born. And the nomination at that time is one of the conditions of the race. And here we have out parading before the crowd. Let me look in these glasses that Al Jolson used so well there. It's Singing Wood. Singing Wood is out there parading before the crowd and getting a great big hand down there from the rail bird as it goes on by. And it was a grand race, a grand race. Owners of these futurity racers picked their best equine mothers and fathers who have names and fame and past performance to race them as champions. It's just as though all the eugenics experts were to get together and to decide, well, we're going to nominate a certain group as the perfect race and go to bat with them. And that's what is done in this futurity. Owners in Germany and England and France and all over the world nominate entrants to the futurity at Belmont, name their votaries to carry their entrance in that distant day when class and blood and stamina and an awful lot of luck must join in the contest of fortune that is this Belmont futurity. So that's the race that you've had here today, called here by Al Jolson. We're going to have the Jockey Club Gold Cup, which is to be run at approximately 4:25 or some odd. We're going to have 5 horses in that race. And those 4 horses, I believe, somebody correct me from back up me here, they are the great Equipoise. Equipoise, Cornelius B. Whitney's great horse. Cornelius B. Whitney's horse, then Gusto, Dark Secret, and Keep Out. Well, now 2 of those horses' names that I've mentioned are considered great opponents for Equipoise, Gusto and Dark Secret. Gusto is the horse of Morton L. Schwartz, the trainer, M. Hurst, and Dark Secret of the Wheatley stable are carrying an awful lot of money today, but nevertheless, the public out here today has made Equipoise the favorite. Equipoise, of course, is bound to carry the greatest amount of money. But in the intervening time, before the horses come out for the grand parade, well, we'll tell you all about this Jockey Club Gold Cup, and we'll have Al Jolson right here to do his stuff, as I believe he called himself Al Clem McCarthy Jolson. And we're going to send it back to the studio for just a moment and let you listen to the music while they get ready for this next race, the Jockey Club Gold Cup. See you in just a moment.
Gentlemen, this race has only 4 horses. I think it'll turn out with only 1 horse myself. Equipoise has won his last 7 starts as champion horse of America, Gusto, Dark Secret, and Keep Out. Equipoise is owned by C.G. Whitney, a man that really doesn't know where the next cup of coffee is coming from. And Gusto is owned by Morton L. Schwartz of the Schwartz Brothers, a broker downtown. Well, you can't tell how much he's got. Dark Secret is owned by the Wheatley stable. Wheatley stable, the makers of Wheatina and other products of that type. I shouldn't mention that. And then the horse called Keep Out, owned by William Ziegler. William Ziegler, who also has indigestion. Every one of these owners need money as much as I need a new pair of shoes, probably much less than that. But Equipoise won his last 7 starts, and his price is 1 for 6. Dark Secret is 6 to 1. Gusto is about 5 to 1, and Keep Out, well, that means the bookmakers want you to come in, not to keep out, because a horse like Keep Out, how he can beat Equipoise, I don't know. The fine thing about myself, broadcasting this race, is me pronouncing Equipoise correctly. I couldn't spell it in 20 years. And now they're going around. They're now coming to they're nearly to the starting gate. They're just a little before it. And ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you to get on to my binoculars, because it won't be long now, because only 4 horses, and naturally, it doesn't take long to start them. 2 miles this race. I will leave you for the none. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
All right, Al, I'm out here again at your microphone out where the wind is blowing high and looking right over at that starting line where those 4 horses are lined up. There are those Whitney colors, the light blue, Top Equipoise, Jockey Workman. So you lean around here, take a look through these glasses, and talk into this here now microphone. Here's Al Jolson again.
Yes, sir, I can see these, and I'm not going to make any mistakes this time, because, ladies and gentlemen, I am not betting on this race, but I did have $300, 300 simoleons, no matter whether we have inflation or not, no matter if a dollar is 68 cents, no matter if it's 40 cents, 20 cents, or a dime. I had 300 good old American dollars on the horse that ran second the last race at Thomas, and I thought I won it. Naturally, I was excited and did not call the correct winner of the race. Well, nobody did that except 4 or 5 old gentlemen in the judges' stand. Maybe they made a mistake. How do I know? If I made one with those good old racing form eyes of mine, why couldn't they? Equipoise is behind now, getting up the starting gate. He has the rail. He's in light blue witness colors. No, he turned around and is coming back again. One good turn deserves another. Well, that isn't bad, considering that the wind is blowing here. I feel like a sailor. Well, I'm not 3 feet from the wind or anything like that, but I feel like a sailor. They're lined up again. Now, wait a minute. Now, who came through there? Who was the horse came through there in purple? That was Keep Out. I hope they don't let him back in again. Keep Out out. Will you keep Out out? Now they're lined up again. Keep Out is now acting up. Now the bottom horse is still Keep Out. Now they're all fiddling around that starter gate. Line them up and let them go. It's 2 miles, so the pace may be a little slow. I will call it for you, ladies and gentlemen, the best of my ability. But after all is said and done, I sing songs for a living. I'm not much on calling these horses, especially when I have a bet on them. As I say, I haven't got a bet this time. Equipoise is acting a little fractious at the post. A starter has a hold of him, an assistant starter, rather. A fellow in high boots and a Mackinaw. A Mackinaw, you think he's from Duluth, Minnesota, but he's not. Or maybe he is from Duluth, Minnesota. How do I know? Now Keep Out is still acting up. Equipoise is turning around. Isn't that peculiar that you can't get 4 horses up to that gate like that to get me out of my misery? Keep Out he's turned the wrong, now he's turned the right. They're off. They're running. They're running, and Dark Secret's in front. Equipoise second on the rail. Dark Secret by 2 lengths. Equipoise second. Keep Out third, and Gusto is fourth. Dark Secret is still in front, but it's 2 miles long way to... This is the closest I've ever seen Equipoise. But as the pace is slow, it doesn't matter much. Dark Secret on the rail, the Fitzsimmons horse, the Weekly Stable, and there comes Equipoise, the second, still running in the same order. Keep Out is third, and Gusto is fourth. It's the same order yet. Dark Secret in front by a length and a half. Equipoise second, Gusto third, and Keep Out last. Now it's closing up a little bit, just a little bit. Dark Secret is still in front. Equipoise second, Keep Out third, and Gusto fourth. But as I say, it's still a long race, so you can't tell, folks. Swinging wide on the turn. Dark Secret is still in front. Equipoise is second. Equipoise is now making a move. He can go to the front from where I look at it at any time he wants to. Workman has got a horse under him, and the horse has got a jockey. He's closed up now. He's just about a length away, but the last 2 horses are straggling. Keep Out and Gusto are 10 lengths behind. Workman is right up there now. He'll pass him any time he wants to. There he moves now. Equipoise is just... He's nearly got him. Dark Secret still in front. He's still right up there. He's galloping in back of him. He's only a half a length away, but the other 2 horses aren't in it, so I won't mention him at all. I'll just let him go. Keep Out is kept out of the whole thing, and Gusto has no gusto, but Dark Secret is still in front by a little, and Equipoise is still second. Gusto is moving up third now, about 7 lengths out of it, and Dark Secret is still in front. And Equipoise is second. He's right up to him all the time, and now is moving up. Gusto is moving up a little bit. Keep Out is way back. Dark Secret is still in front. No, not that. Dark Secret is still in front. Equipoise is still second. They're coming into the back stretch. They still have a little over half a mile to go. Equipoise is driving now, trying to catch. Here he comes. Here comes Gusto from behind. My God, he's making a challenge. It looks as if he's going to get all the money. Gusto, not yet. Dark Secret is still in front. Equipoise is third. Gusto is second. Dark Secret is still in front. Here they come down the stretch. Equipoise is beaten. Dark Secret is still in front. Dark Secret is still in front on the rail. Dark Secret is still in front by 3 lengths. Dark Secret the winner. Gusto second, and Equipoise a dead third. Dark Secret's the winner.
Hello. Dark Secret, Gusto, and Equipoise was the order in which they finished. Dark Secret, Gusto, and Equipoise. The Whitney entry, which was the favorite on the race, ran a very good race, made a move at about the mile stage, just about the mile stage, made a move on the turn, came up, placed his nose on Dark Secret, but couldn't hold that pace. Then, as they went around on the back stretch of the second mile, coming around the track, they go around the track 1.5 times on this. The track is 1.5 miles, and they start on the back stretch, go around the track once, and so on around to the finishing stand right below us here. Just as they got around the end of that first mile, Equipoise started making a move. Brought his nose right up the tail of Dark Secret and hung there, and it looked like that Workman could bring his horse up to and past Dark Secret at any time that he wanted to because of the brilliant move that Equipoise made. But Equipoise, in a brilliant fight down on the turn into the home stretch, was unable to fight off both the challenge of Gusto coming up and, in that manner, tired. Workman ran a great race on Equipoise, trying to keep him up there, but was unable to do it. Mills, the rider of Dark Secret, ran a workman-like race all the way through. He pushed his horse out in front at the start and kept him there, although he was challenged repeatedly by one and the other of the horses that came on up, Gusto and Equipoise. Gusto hanging back and pacing himself well, finally, on that back turn and coming on around to the home stretch, made a beautiful move, came on up, thrilled the crowd as only a racing crowd can be thrilled by seeing a gallant horse come on up right in the last bit of the home stretch, came up, challenged hard, but not quite able to make it. The time was 3:25 and 1/5. 3:25 and 1/5. The red ball hasn't yet gone up on those numbers out there, but the finish was, as Al Jolson gave it to you, absolutely accurate and right on the nose. But the red ball hasn't gone up, making them official. However, they have posted the time out here at the judges' stand as official time, so we assume that that is official, even though one of the boys out there in the infield hasn't yet run up the old red ball. Well, that was the finish. Dark Secret, Gusto, and Equipoise. The Wheatley stable, owners of the Dark Secret, Morton L. Schwartz of Gusto, and Whitney, C.V. Whitney of Equipoise. All right, Al Jolson, come back over here. What have you found out, Al?
Ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, the race is official. Because I had a little bet on Dark Secret, I lied when I said I didn't. Darn my hide, I lied. I bet $100 at 16 for 5. I hope the bookmaker pays me. But ladies and gentlemen, before I sign off and say goodbye, I want you to know that I had the pleasure of my life, whether I won or lost. In fact, if I lost, it would have been all even, to have been allowed by the NBC to come out here and talk to all the people who listened in to these races today. And if you enjoyed me just a tenth of as much as I have enjoyed talking to you, I want to say to you I'm more than happy, and I'll say goodbye, and I hope you bet on the winner of the last race and also the winner of Futurity. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Al. And aloud on the microphone, Al, we're happy to have you, and I speak in the name of all of the listeners and everybody at NBC. Well, you've had our story of the Futurity and our story of the Jockey Club Gold Cup. We'll give you the winners again of the Futurity. The Futurity was Singing Wood. Singing Wood, Sir Thomas, was second on that race, and Roustabout was third. Now the finish of the Jockey Club Gold Cup with Dark Secret, Gusto, and Equipoise in the order named. You've had our story from Belmont Park. Al Jolson gave it to you, and now this is Ford Bond signing off and saying that this is the National Broadcasting Company.